Hello everyone and welcome to Frequently Asked Questions. So one of the biggest questions I've gotten, especially in the last 12 months, because a lot of people are doing their research online, and I think that that's fantastic, which is leading them to a lot of questions that maybe they haven't asked in years past, which is, Kristen, what is my APR? A lot of times people are asking for their APR even versus their rate, okay? So, or the question I get is, Kristen, why is my rate and my APR different? So I thought it was a really good opportunity to let you guys or talk to you guys about what APR is. So APR is your annual percentage rate, right? So it's otherwise known in layman's terms as a shopping rate. This is the rate, and you'll see an APR when you do mortgages, car loans, boat loans, credit cards. It doesn't matter really, any type of loan should have an APR. And the reason why is because it's taking your interest rate plus all the costs accrued to do the loan over the term of the first year. So basically, your APR is where you can see, you could get the same rate from lender to lender, but the APRs may be different. That's because each lender may be charging different fees to get that loan done. Okay, so some of the fees that are included with APR, not all, but some, just to give you an idea, are your closing costs or origination points, okay? This is why shopping rate is so important, because are you paying for that rate or aren't you? So the higher your APR will typically mean maybe you're paying points. Also be aware that your mortgage insurance, your PMI, is also part of that APR. So if you have PMI, you are going to see a higher APR than if you did not. So these are just some tidbits for you so you kind of understood or kind of understand what goes into an APR, okay? And in my comments below, there's going to be a link for you to read up more on this, just to get real in depth of it. But essentially, if you're not, and this is not exact, this is just kind of food for thought, if your APR is somewhere maybe around a quarter to 3/8 higher than your rate, you're probably paying your typical fees, okay? If it's somewhere around a point higher, you may be doing what's called like an FHA loan, where you have upfront mortgage insurance and PMI, or maybe you're paying a couple points to get that loan. So that's why when you're researching online, and here's a bait and switch tactic that I'm really seeing a lot lately in the mailers. If you open your mailbox, I'm sure if you have a mortgage at all, you've seen a ton of them. I know I'm getting them too. Is these mailers that are coming in, and oh my gosh, I can get 2.5 on a 30-year fix. Woohoo! And well, you might be able to. It's really important that you read that small print, because that small print will probably say whether or not what's in the APR, and they should advertise the true APR. Some don't, because remember in prior videos, I gotta spit that out, prior videos, we've talked about bait and switch, where they tell you one thing, and then when you actually get an application or go into lock, all of a sudden it becomes something else. Maybe it's your credit score, maybe it's your loan to value, maybe it's in all that fine print, right? So in these letters, it'll tell you the fine print that APR is based on, okay? Now remember, any loan estimate, anytime you get an itemization, until your loan is locked, it's kind of garbage. And I hate saying that, but it is, because lenders can offer you one thing, and then the day you go to lock, they can come up with something else, which is that bait you in and then switch tactic when it's lock time. Now, when you're locked is when you truly want that itemization to know exactly what's going on. Are you paying for that rate or are you not? Is there all of a sudden PMI involved in the APR where maybe there wasn't before? Things of that nature. It's just really important to keep your lender forthright with you and making sure. Now, I'm a lender who chooses to offer up all my fees right away, okay? I try to get as close to the rate and APR as possible as I expect you to get, because I like you to understand that what we start with is essentially what we're gonna end with when it comes to money. Listen, I don't like anybody else messing around with my money or surprising me at the end going, oh, it's way more than what you thought. So it's something I always like to be very honest with my clients about, because nobody loves to be surprised when it comes to that stuff. I want to know what my rate is. I want to know what the fees are to get it right up front. Now, have I lost a deal because I've been forthright in the beginning? I have. Have some of those people come back to me because they realize that the lender that they went with isn't being honest with them? I've gotten them back, because my honesty sets precedence, right? And then I take it to the end. I even had a gentleman who I'm working with right now, and a couple of years ago he did his loan, and his ex-wife at the time was pretty hard to work with. She was really, really rude. She was really, really tough. And he didn't come back to me because he felt stupid. And I talked to him about that, and I'm now doing his loan. 4 months, the other lender couldn't get it done. 4 months, the other lender charged him for an appraisal. I have an appraisal waiver, and I'm getting him a lower rate. And the APR is less because I'm not charging him anything for it. So his feeling a little uneasy or a little uncomfortable coming back to me was going to cost him a lot of money, you guys. It's okay. As lenders, we've worked with all people. So just make sure that you're going back to that lender who was probably right with you the first time and giving them a second chance, because we're in the customer service business. We get it. People have bad days sometimes. Sometimes they're going through tough times. Other times it's just who they are, you know? There's a lot of times what keeps me in the business is because I work with way more people who are awesome than I work with tough ones, okay? But this is getting long-winded. It's just something to show you that APR and that bait and switch is really truly happening, and it's even truly happening as we speak. And I wish it wasn't. I don't love the tactic, never have, still don't. And so that's why I felt like it was important to talk about APR, because again, that's one of the driving factors. So you could be offered a rate lower than you ever thought, right? But if it's costing you 2 or 3 points, which remember, 1 point is 1% of your loan amount, and you're not interested in paying that, or your return on investment is going to end up costing you more money. So there's really no return on that investment at all, just so you can say you have a lower rate isn't always worth it. So it's really important that you work with a lender who is trustworthy, honest, is giving you all the details up front, and that you know what's all in that APR with an itemization. If you have any questions at all, drop your comments below. My contact information is below as well. I'm happy to get them answered for you, because this is a really important topic that seems to be coming up more and more, and I'm really glad that it is. So my name is Kristen. I'm with Guaranteed Rate. I am now licensed throughout the Midwest. We're super excited about it. So Wisconsin, Michigan, Illinois, Minnesota, I got to think about them all, Ohio, Indiana, really excited, Iowa. So please drop us a line. Remember, we can always help in all 50 states as well. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.